Hello there. So on today's video we're going to do our first project. So if you've just joined my channel and you have no idea about crocheting, you can check out my previous videos where I told you guys about how to make a slip knot, how to do a foundation chain, and how to do the basic stitches. Then you can come back to this video so that we can do the first project. And so the first project we're going to make let me say some kind of washcloths, because we're just going to make patterns. Like, you're going to make the first one with single crochets, the next one in double crochets, the next one with slip stitches, and the next one in treble crochets. We are going to do this project so that we can know how to do like straight edges, so like how to count the stitches and how to know like you've gotten to the end, how to know where to turn, so such simple things. So we're going to do a single crochet. So from the previous video I taught you guys how to make a slip knot and how to do a foundation chain. So today you're going to make a chain of 10. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 and 10. So every time you're making let's say single crochets or have any stitch, what you do, you usually skip this first one, the one that you've done 10, the 10th stitch. Then on the 9th one, that's where you do your first stitch. So you're going to skip this one and then you're going to make the first stitch on this one. So for a single crochet, you insert your hook, grab a loop and pull through 2 loops. So you're going to do that 9 times. Because we skipped the 10th one, so you're going to do it 9 times. And then when you get to the last stitch after the 9th single crochet, you're going to chain 1 and then you turn. So after turning, this is where the problem is. Most people usually don't know where to insert. So after turning, this here was the chain 1. So you're going to insert on the next one. You see, this one here was the chain 1. So you're going to insert on this one here. So what you're going to do is down here you're going to insert like that, pull up a loop, pull through 2, and then you're going to continue with another 9 single crochet till we get to the end. So after the 8th single crochet, when you're going to the last 9th one, so what most people usually confuse is if this one here is a stitch. So this will make you make a 10th one, so you need to know where to insert your last stitch. So when you see here, this is the last stitch. So the trick I usually use for you to know you've gotten to the last stitch is that when you get to the last stitch, you'll usually see a certain stitch that goes around like this. You see this one here? This one usually shows you that you've gotten to the last stitch, because you won't see it here. Let me show you the 8th one. Like, you see this thing that I was telling you, you won't see it here, but you'll see it after the last stitch. So when you see this one here, just know you've gotten to the last stitch, so that you don't end up going here and making another extra stitch. So you're going to finish there. So this one was the 8th one, and then the 9th one. And then you chain 1 again and turn. And then on this second stitch here, you're going to insert, make another 9. So again, we've gotten to the last stitch. How you know that? You'll see another loop that comes across it like this to see that you've gotten to the last stitch. So you're going to do this until you get to a certain height, so that I want to see if you guys can be able to make like straight edges. If you come up with straight edges, you've understood it, then you can go to making half double crochet. So I won't make mine very long, but then this is just the idea, so you can make it as long as possible just for you to practice, to be able to make perfect single crochets. So if you're just starting out, just start by counting so that you can catch up, and then later on you'll realize you don't even have to count here. So you're going to do one with half double crochet. So first of all, we're going to make our chain again. We're going to make a chain of 10. So 1 2 3 4 6 7 8 9 and 10. So for half double crochet, this is the first one and this is the second one, so the second chain. So yarn over, insert your hook on the second chain, yarn over, pull up a loop, and then you have 3 loops on your chain. Pull through all 3. You're going to do that 9 times because we skipped the first one, so it's going to be 9 times. Then when we get to the last chain, pull through all 3 and then chain 1 and then turn your work. Again, this first one here, immediately after the hook, you're going to skip it and then you're going to insert on this one, the second one here. So first on the second, so it's you turn over, you insert your hook and then you pull through all 3. And then you continue doing this again 9 times till you get to the end. And again, when you get to the end, you're going to insert on the last stitch. So when I started out, I never used to understand if this was a stitch, because when you look at it at times, it looks like it's straight and you've already finished. But as I told you, the trick I use is for you to know if the last stitch, you have to turn like this and look for a loop that has come across like this for you to know you've gotten to the last stitch. So still have another one here. So you're going to yarn over, insert, pull through all 3, chain 1 and turn, and then we continue. And so that's it. You're going to do this again for a couple of rows until you feel you're comfortable with half double crochet. Then you can again try another type. So I'm going to frog this. This is what we call frogging, and at times it gets so bad if you're working on a project and you have to frog the entire project. Like when I do this, I just remember how many projects I've done this. But anyways, you're going to try others. You're going to try double crochet. You're going to try slip stitch. So let's try slip stitch. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. So insert on the second one. For a slip stitch, insert, pull up a loop and pull it through like that. Insert, pull up a loop and then you pull it through like that. So we do this till the end. And again, the same thing. When you get to the end, you're going to chain 1 and you're going to turn. For some projects, what happens if, let's say, you want to create a ribbing and using slip stitch, they'll tell you maybe to insert on the back loop. This is the back loop, or maybe front loop, or through all loops. So when it is through all loops, you go through both the loops like that, pull through front, then the back one. So you start on the back one and then you pull through. Especially when you're making ribbings, you'll use the back loop only. So that's just it. So you can do this as many times as possible. Take this as your first practice project before you do any first project, so that when you practice a lot of this, you'll be able to get the basics before starting working on things. But that's why you see at times people, they work on things like beanies and scarves, but then the patterns, like you find that the scarf is increasing or decreasing in size, is because they never learned the basics of making sure you do it in the right size and make sure the sides are equal. So do this as many times as possible, and then after this, on the next video, we are going to make something, maybe a beanie or a scarf or a headband. So stay tuned for the next video and don't forget to subscribe. And thank you for watching this one, and I'll see you on my next one.